Safi Housing Estate by the head of Civil Service of the Federation, Dr. Folashade Yemi Esong, with the Permanent Secretary, Ecological Project Office. Hawagimba reports that the head of service inspected projects.
How do we help the residents to use this project to the glory of God Himself and for the betterment of their lives?
That was the official inauguration of the erosion and flood control work at the Isa Bello Sali Estate, Kurudu, by the head of Civil Service of the Federation, Dr. Folashade Yemi Esong, who re-echoed the commitment of President Muhammadu Buhari to execute projects that will benefit Nigerians. She says this is to improve road infrastructure that will enable better connectivity and safe mobility. Hence, the socio-economic benefits of the good road network is that it can increase the asset value of people living in the vicinity.
This project also underscores the sincerity of purpose and responsiveness in tackling the challenges of the citizens of Nigeria and making life more meaningful for all of us.
Permanent Secretary, Ecological Project Office, Dr. Habib Lawal, says the project to the benefiting community is expected to achieve the dual purpose of enabling the host community. She implores all residents of the estate to guard the facility, as the resources which the federal government has committed must not be allowed to waste.
The commissioning and handing over of this project today to the estate is expected to achieve the dual purpose of enabling the host community to take care and to take over and exercise ownership over the project, and also to ensure care and protection as well as sustainability.
Representative of the FCT Minister and Permanent Secretary Olushade Adeshola appreciates the development by both the head of Civil Service and the Ecological Project Office. He appeals to FCT residents not to build on waterways.
The implementation of this project is also in keeping faith with the present administration's determination to ensure that no part of the country or this territory is left behind, thereby promoting inclusion.
This project, flood control and road improvement, has not just allayed our age-long fears, but has made our dreams of owning a residential house in the federal capital to come true.
The project is expected to improve the general well-being of the civil servants living in the estate and its environs. Hawagimba, NTA News.
Managing solid waste in a city like Abuja, the nation's capital, in tune with global best practice. Former Vice-Chancellor FUT-MINA, Professor Suleiman Adeyemi, says requires waste recycling, reduction and reuse. Abdullahi Ajia reports that the guest speaker stated this during the second UG Jibrin Distinguished Annual Public Lecture in Abuja.
Growing population in major cities like Abuja, coupled with the activities of man in the form of carbon emissions, solid waste generation, and improper management are some of the issues dissected by this audience, which cut across the top echelon of the engineering profession in the country and people from all walks of life. Professor Suleiman Adeyemi, in a global comparative analysis of the topic solid waste management, an imperative for an emerging city development, Abuja in focus, called for concerted effort to embrace modern approach of waste to wealth.
We must adopt, the sustainable, integrated, solid waste management, practices, which will be environmentally acceptable, socially acceptable, and cost-effective.
The events under the auspices of the Nigerian Institution of Civil Engineers in honor of one of their own, Omar Gambo Jibrin's contributions to the infrastructure developments of the FCT, was informed by the collective resolve to find solutions to improper waste management in the city.
We have observed that waste management within the FCT is becoming a problem, and that is why we had to invite an erudite, an icon and talk to the public on ways of managing solid waste in the country.
Very topical, and it's apt because we have realized the place of environment, and realize the numerous gaps that we have in the management of solid waste in particular.
With words of encomiums extolling the professional qualities of the immediate past Executive Secretary, Federal Capital Development Authority (FCDA), speakers joined their voices to the recommendations to government and policymakers on the solutions to an ideal solid waste management in Abuja. Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
Now, to curtail the disturbing trend of flooding in the nation's capital, the FCT Ministerial Task Team on City Sanitation has pulled down illegal structures at Trademore Estate, Lugbe. Onoze Yakubu has the details.
Flooding at Trademore Estate in Lugbe has been a recurring experience as residents of the area continue to live in fear of uncertainty anytime the rainy season sets in. It is in the light of this that the FCT Ministerial Task Team on City Sanitation stormed the estate and pulled down illegal buildings that are prone to flooding. The Senior Special Assistant on Monitoring, Inspection and Enforcement to the FCT Minister, Iharu Atta, disclosed that more than 100 illegal structures have been marked for demolition. He further disclosed that no compensation will be paid as there is no single building approval on any of the affected buildings. Some residents of the estate react on the demolition.
There is more than enough waterway, enough space for them to create a very good waterway. But no, they gave us just 48 hours. 48 hours to evacuate the house. I don't know who does that. It's not proper, it's not right. These are houses that are worth over more than 100 million. And you said people and families should just leave their houses and live where they are staying just like that. It's not proper.
With no floods, you have floods all over. But why this constant? Why is this persistent all the time? That you have people, every year it rains here for the past how many years? Actually, it's the third time I'm witnessing this that you have. My view is that if people's lives are involved, then the demolition should take place. The demolition should take place so that, there will be free flow of water, flood. So the place will be flooded.
Meanwhile, the tax team maintained that engagement with the owners of the marked buildings will continue to find a lasting solution to the issue at hand. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, tragedy was today averted by security operatives in Giri Gwagwalada Area Council of Abuja in reaction to the new electoral laws extending Area Council's chairman tenure to 4 years. This led aggrieved party members blocking the Giri Expressway. Serafina Okon-Umekwe completes the story.
Elected FCT Area Council Chairman ought to be sworn into office today, but all that seemed to be a mirage with the new electoral law by the Federal High Court, Abuja, extending the tenure of the Council Chairman from 3 to 4 years. This judgment seemed not to go down well with some party loyalists.
We must obey the court order as a citizen of this country, but truly we are not happy with this, the indigent, we are not happy. But please, the federal government should do the needful. We expect the 3 years, they should complete their 3 years because their certificate is reading 3 years, not 4 years. If any 4 years should be happening, should be the next 10 contest, not now. So we are expecting the next tenure should be 4 years, not now.
As at 6 a.m. Friday morning, the Giri Expressway in the nation's capital was blocked by protesters, aggrieved protesters who are bitter with the court judgment, saying that their chairman, elected area chairman, ought to be sworn in today. Now, Giri is a corridor that houses the entry and exit points into Abuja and out of Abuja. But with the presence of the security personnel from the military to the police and even the civil defense, normalcy has actually returned to the area and commercial activities have actually kick-started. Like we've seen some street traders and even hawkers, carrying out their commercial activities.
The Gwagwalada Area Council Police Chief, Nana Garba, assured residents, business owners of their safety.
What happened this morning, we are still on it. We are able to